Hey guys, good morning. Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, guys. So let's begin our regular Selenium Java R&D sessions, where we are almost at the end of the iframes. So fine. So there is one thing related to index I have to cover. After that, we'll go with the code of Nigora that she has written for iterating through the frames and all those stuff. There are two items. First, I'll explain about the index. Later, we'll go with the code that Nigora has shared. So that after that, we'll move on to the next session if time permits. Next topic, if the time permits. So what I will do now here is I'll open the notes. Give me a second. These are the notes. Almost we completed everything. And this is the part that is left out. Switching to the frame using index when there are multiple frames available on the page. Most probably will not go to this approach, guys, okay? Because we will either use the ID or we'll use the name or we'll use a web element, or when there is only one index or one frame available on the page, we may take the index as 0. This is the most probable case that we generally come across to make the things easier. Like when there is only one frame on the web page, instead of locating it with the help of ID, name, web element, right? If there is only one frame, we can simply say index of 0. That will solve the problem. But as an additional thing, I'm also going to cover up how to use this particular index when there are more than one frames on the page. Okay. So I'll take this page, guys. I'll just take this page. Here on this page, how many frames are there? For example, if I want to click on this description link by using the frame index, let's see what is happening. Yeah, Rajkumar, maybe there are 3 frames. We'll find it out. How many frames are there? We can find it out. But before that, I'll go to my Eclipse ID. Let's wait for the Eclipse ID to launch. And here, as a, just trying to solve this problem, I'll try to click on the description with the help of the frames. This is the last one, guys. This is it's an additional thing I'm covering just in case to know, like if someone asks you in the interviews or whatever, is like when there are multiple frames using the index, if you have to select a frame, what you will do. Such kind of questions you will get, what to do and all. Okay, that case I'm explaining, but it's not really required, guys. In real time, we'll use either switching to the frame using ID, switching to the frame using name, or switching to the frame using index only when there is only one frame on the web page, because that is very easy. Index of 0 will be very easy, right? Okay, let's wait. Okay, what is this, Raj? You are requesting some AI companion. Zoom will use AI technology, which may include third-party models to provide the AI companion service. Invites will be able to ask questions about the meeting too. Company which will provide response based on the meeting transcript. Zoom does not use any video, chat, screen sharing. It does poll triggers, whiteboard, Zoom or third party. By clicking enable the web settings for this feature will enable for your account, and the feature will be turned on for this meeting, available for host to turn on in feature, which you can change this anytime in the settings. Raj, you have any idea about this AI companion you're requesting?
No, sir. I think I mistakenly I have sent.
Okay, okay. Fine then, no problem. Okay, let's move on. Here, handling frames demo. Here I'll click create a new class. handling frames using index, I'll say using index, and we'll create a main method. And here I'll write down the code like this. Chrome driver. My intention is to click on that particular frame, guys. Okay. The description link in that particular frame on the page. We already know that the description link is inside a frame. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then I'll say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get Here I'll provide the application URL. This is the URL I'm going to provide here. And after doing that, I just want to click on this description link. I'll inspect this description link. I'll try to click on the link without understanding that let's say I don't know that description link is part of a frame, but I'll take this link text. There is anchor tags, and between the anchor tags, some link text is there. So I can take the link text here. Find element by dot link text, I'll write. Provide the link text locator and say description link. I'll simply write description link, description option or link. Description link is equal to, I'll write, hold the mouse on this and say create local variable. Next thing is that I would like to click on this link, description link dot click, I'll say dot click. Now run the script, right click, run as Java application. Will the link will be clicked or not, guys? What do you say? Will the description link will be clicked? No. We'll get no such element exception because description link is part of a frame. Description link is part of the frame. So you see it has not clicked on the description link. Instead, we will get an exception here in the output saying no such element exception. No such element exception kind of output you will get because unable to locate the element because that is inside a frame. Okay, that is inside a frame. So how to find out that that particular thing is inside the near to the description, just write here view frame source is coming. But I want to find out how many frames are there on this page. Anyhow, I'll inspect this and find out what frame in which this particular element is available. When I inspect this description and scroll up, then I inspect this description. I'll go to the parent of this element, that is p tag. Parent of this p is div. Parent of this div is a body. Parent of this body is HTML. And I find a frame here. Okay. So here this is a frame, but I don't want to use the name of the frame or ID of the frame or web element of the frame to locate this frame. I want to use the index. Okay. Assuming that I don't know whether there are other frames in this page. I'm thinking that it's the only frame available on the page. And simply I'll write down the code like this. Driver dot switch to dot frame of. I'm just thinking that only one frame is there. I'll give the index as 0. Will it work? Will it work, guys? Just by randomly giving some frame 0. And will it work? Do you think? There's a possibility of working. If there is only one frame on the page, the frame index will be only 0. Right? If there are not multiple frames on the page, only one frame is on the page, this approach will definitely work. But here, we don't know whether one frame is on the page or multiple frames are on the page. And if I run like this, whether it will work or not, yes or no? You have to tell me, guys, yes or no? Will it work or will it don't work?
Not working.
Not work because on the page there are multiple frames, guys. Okay, because we have seen that these 3 sections are 3 frames. We know that. So definitely it's not going to work. You see, it has not clicked on the description link. If you go to the here again, we got the same no such element exception. The other so what I can do here is I'll find out how many frames are there on this page. Okay, one of the element, as you have already seen, is part of this frame tag, right? There is a frame tag. So how many frames are there? If I have to find, I'll copy the name of the tag, and here I'll print it out. Instead of switching like this, I'll just comment this for a while. I'll comment this for a while. And I would like to simply write down driver dot find elements by dot tag name. By dot tag name, I'll say, and give the tag name as this tag name. What is the tag name, guys? Here we have under which this particular element is available. What is the tag name? Frame is the tag name of the frame in which that particular element is available. So put a semicolon here. Find elements will return you list of web elements, that is frames. I'll say frames is equal to, over the mouse on this, then create local variable. I would like to find how many frames are there on the page. System.out.println, system.out.println. I'll simply write down frames.size. I'll say frames.size. What will happen? How many frames are there on the page will be printed in the output. Okay. So here I am giving index 0, but that is not working. That made me think that there may be multiple frames on the page, not one frame. So this is not working. So how many frames are there? I want to check. After going to the page, it will check how many frames are there on the page. Here, how many frames are there on the page, guys? Here, how many frames are there on the page? Total 3 frames. It's clearly saying, this particular code is clearly saying that there are 3 frames on the page. I'll do one thing. I'll uncomment this code. Okay. And this time, frame 0 is anyhow not working. So I
I
have
don't
to.
know, when you're writing the code in line number 20, you wrote like frame of 0. Then is it not starting from 0?
Yeah, but there are if it is only one frame, definitely the frame index will be 0. But here we don't know this particular frame in which description is available, right? Whether that is frame index 0 or frame index 1 or frame index 2, we don't know. There are total 3 frames, right? To which frame this link is available, we don't know.
Okay, size is starting from 1 only, not from 0. It is giving us 3 number, means there are 3 frames only, not 0, 1, 2,
No,
3.
this is a index of the frame. Index generally will start with 0 only.
Okay, okay.
If you say dot frame, right, size is 3 only, but index concept means here if they have given int number, frame number or something, then I would have agreed with you like 1, 2, 3. But in this case, they mention index. Wherever you see a word like index, right, that is nothing but 0, 1, 2. If there are
Okay.
3 frames, it will be 0, 1, 2. First frame will be at the index 0. Second frame will be at the index 1. Okay. Third frame will be at the index 2. Clear now? No?
Okay.
Yes. So in the index 0, the description link is not available, but here there are 3 frames. It is saying means one of the frame index in the 3 frames will be 0, but we don't know the exact index where which this description link is available. Whether this description link is available part of the frame index 0 or frame index 1 or frame index 2, because there are 3 frames, frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, but this may be 0, this may be 1, this may be 2, or this may be 0, this may be 1, this may be 2, or this may be 0, this may be 1, this may be 2. Like that, we don't know which frame has which section, which frame index is what, we don't know. So what I will do here is I'll guess it, like, I guessed it whether it may be part of 0. No, then I'll try the next number. What's the matter? If it works, it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. If it's not part of the index 1 also, that may not work. Okay. So let's see whether a description link is being clicked or not. Let's see that this time. Is the description link got clicked? Is the frame index 1? Is the description link got clicked? No, right? Again, we got the same. So what is the remaining index that is left out for us? What is the remaining index that I have to give that is left out for us apart from 0 and 1? The last possibility is 2. It should work. It should work, right? It should work this time because that's the only index left out. So let me run this code and see whether this will work out this time or not. Did it work this time? Did it click
Not
on?
working.
Yeah, it worked. You can see that on the screen. Description link has been clicked and we moved to the end of the page. You see the scroll bar has went to the end of the page. When you click on the description, you will come here. Okay, I'll run it again. You can see. Right click, run as Java application. It's working. Okay, just see that properly. And I have run the script. If it clicks on the description, you will be taken to the end of the page. Description code will be clicked and you are taken to the end of the page. Is it working or not? Guys, is it working or not? If you feel that it is working, just say working in the chat box. Yes, it's working. So there are only 3 indexes here. 3 frames are there. First frame index is frame 0. Second frame index is frame 1. Third frame index is frame 2. Okay, like that. I tried all the frames, so this will work anyhow. It will work. But I don't think this is a proper way to do that. I would like to do something where instead of guessing and randomly giving the number here, there is one approach. I want to go with a different approach, guys. I would like to go with a different approach. So what I would like to do is, this is a manual approach where you have checking whether this particular element is part of frame 0, frame 1, frame 2. I want to programmatically do that. Instead of manually guessing here, if it is not part of 0, I am giving 1. If it is not part of 1, I am giving 2. Instead of manually guessing that, I would like to write some logic here to identify the frame in which that particular description link is available. Okay. For that, I want to do. For that, how to do that? First of all, I need to find out how many frames are there on the page. How many frames are there on the page? Already we have written the code here, right? Okay. Driver dot find elements by dot tag name. In the tag name, I'll provide frame tag, and this will return you list of web elements. And here, instead of writing this in 2 lines, I'll use the object of this list of web elements object here and say object chaining mechanism I'll use and say dot size. Can I do this? The object of list of web element dot size, right? Directly I can do this, right? Using object chaining mechanism. Can I do this? Like directly I can find the size of the frames, yes or no? Like this can I do? Or first I have to store this into the web element list of web elements, and using frames I have to find the size like frames dot size. This is also fine. This will help you in reducing the number of lines. Okay, int. Okay, frames count is equal to, okay, I'll write like this. Okay, in frame counts. This also I can write like this, guys. Okay, so I don't have to write these 2 lines. Instead, I'll simply say this driver dot find elements. This will return you a list of web elements object. That list of web elements object dot size directly I'm giving here. So it will find the number of, the size will return you the integer. Okay, the frames count will get it. Okay, this is also possible. Once you get the frame size, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write a for loop for int index I is equal to 0, frame index I is equal to 0, I less than frames count. Why I have to see I less than? Because 0, 1, 2. Frames count is 3. Up to 2 index we have to iterate. 0, 1, 2 means 3 elements. Okay. I plus plus. Like this I am writing the logic. And here, once I go inside this for loop, what I will do, I'll try to switch to one of the frame, guys, randomly. Driver dot switch to dot frame of index 0, I'll switch. Okay. Index 0, I'll switch. How? Because if I am giving I means in the first iteration, the value of I is 0, 0 less than 3 is true. We'll go inside the for loop and driver dot switch to dot frame of 0 will happen. Right? Driver dot switch to dot frame of 0 will happen. So it will switch to one of the frames. Okay, but we don't know whether here we have that particular element available or not. After switching to the frame, to find out whether this particular description link is available or not to perform clicking, what I will do here is, there's a method again. Okay, there is a way. I'll write down driver dot find elements. I'll say I'm not using element here. Just focus here, guys. This is a new thing for you. Instead of find element, I'm using what? Instead of find element by dot link text description, I'm using what here? What I'm using here, find element or find elements I'm using. Tell me, guys. In chat box you can type find elements I'm using with an intention. I'm going to create a logic. You are going to learn something new today. If you understand this line, you are going to learn something new today. So if you want to find whether a particular element, okay, instead of clicking on that directly, instead of clicking on the description link directly, if you want to find out whether the description link is part of this particular frame or not, I can use something like driver dot find elements by dot the element locator, that is link text description I'll give. Okay, description of the description link. I mean description, link text locator I'll give here. And here at the end again I'll say dot size. This find elements, whether it is one element or multiple elements, if it is available, it will return the object of list of web elements. The list of web elements object dot size I can say, right? So for example, if the index is 0 frame, you have switched it to the index 0, in the description link is there or not? You already have seen here, right? In which index the description link was there? In which index the description was there? Second index, right, Raj? Right? In the index 0 is the description link there, then in the index 0, in the first iteration, I will be 0, frame of 0 is a description link there in the frame 0. Frame having the index 0 is the description link there. I'm expecting your answer in the chat box, guys. Everyone type either no or yes or no, whatever it is. No, everyone is saying no, that's correct, 100%. So in that case, if I say driver dot find elements by dot link text description, this description link will be found, or this element will be found, or will not be found? It will not be found. So instead of this throwing a no such element exception, here I use find elements, because with the find elements, I can get the size, dot size. So in this case, size will be what, guys? In this case, size will be what? Yes, Rajkumar, you are 0, not null. The size will be 0. The return type of this size is integer. The return type of this size is not a string or something, it's a integer. So it should be 0, or it should be either 0 or some number, right? It should be 0, guys. Okay, it should be 0. The return type of the size is integer, means it cannot have null as a value, right? So Ashish, clear na? Why it not be null? It will be 0 only. Okay, if there is no particular element in that particular frame that I have switched to, okay, this driver dot find, that's the reason. If I use find elements, can I find the size? If I use find elements, is the size method is possible here? If I use find element, can I apply the size method here? Yes or no? No. Driver dot find element doesn't have the dot size. List, if it is returning list of web elements, then only we can find how many web elements are there. For that, we can use the size method, right? So here, it is getting some size int. Okay. So with this size, we can understand if the size is 0 means, the element is not there. If the size is 1 means, if the size returns once means, in that particular frame I have switched to the element is available. Okay. Enter size. Okay. Int size. Or s, int s. I'll write s otherwise. Okay. If s is greater than 0, if in case I've switched to one of the frame randomly in 0, 1, 2 in these iterations, and if the size s is greater than 0, that means guys, is the element available in that particular frame? If the size is greater than 0, is the element available? Yes, it will not return anything. Find element will return, because here I have used dot size, right? I have used dot size. If this particular element is not there, instead of giving no such element exception, because of the dot size, it will simply give us a number. It will give 0. Instead of the exception, it will give 0. Bahurupi, it will not give an exception when you use the statement like this with find elements. Find elements dot size, when you use, right, this line will not give you any no such element exception, even though this particular element is not there. It will simply return the size. Okay, clear, Ashish, Bahurupi? In this case, how it works? So a lot of people think that find elements may give no such element exception. That's not right. When you use with dot size, it will not give you an exception. Okay, it will not give you any exception because you have used dot size. Driver dot find elements dot size. Okay, so here dot size will return you 0. Okay, if the element is not there, description link is not there, that means only one element is there, but find elements we use, so dot size will come. Why we have to use find elements? Just to use this method dot size, we have to use find elements instead of find element. So driver dot find elements dot size. if description link is not there in this particular frame, we have switched in one of the iteration, that is frame of 0. Description link is not there, the size will return 0 here. But if s is greater than 0, here I'll create a variable, guys, int index. Index I'll say, okay, index. I'll say index is equal to I. I'll simply say index is equal to I. Okay. If the size is coming as 1 means 1 greater than 0 will become, and whatever the index that is there, that index in which description link is available. So index is equal to I, I'll say. And here I'll put a, once I find the index, there is no need of staying here, guys. We can come out of this loop. Okay. Once we found the index, is there any need to iterate? No. If the description link is found in one of the frame, there is no need to iterate the remaining stuff. You can break it. No problem. We'll come out of this loop. And we found the index of that particular frame. Okay. Index of the particular frame. So what I'll do here is, after finding the index, driver dot switch to index. So index is equal to I. I found the index in which this particular element is available. Now, but we have switched to that frame already, guys, right? We have switched to that particular frame in which this break happened, means we already have switched to the frame. So what I will do here is, I'll write driver dot switch to dot default content. I'll write switch to dot default content. Okay, driver dot switch to dot default content. And I'll simply write down driver dot switch to dot frame of whatever the index we found, right, in which this particular element is there. I'll switch to the index. Okay, I'll switch to this index. You see some initialize a variable. So it's initializing with 0, guys, for now. So if any changes done, the value of the index will change. Okay, so because I cannot use the local variable without initializing it. Global variable we can use, but local variable we have to mandatory to initialize before using. But the value of this will change according to the for loop here. Fine. Now I have switched to the frame. Now I can find the driver dot find element by dot link text. This time find element I am using by dot link text. That description link. I'll simply say dot description link is equal to, over the mouse on this, create a web element, and simply write down description link dot click. And now run the script and see, using this loop, we are able to find the index or not, index of that particular element or not, by iterating, and we are able to find the index in which the description link is available. And by using that particular index, we have to see whether that is working fine or not. Is it working? It's not working, guys. It's not working. What went wrong here? Why it is not working? We thought everything is working fine, right? Will work fine, but it's not working. We got no such a frame exception. So here, driver dot switch to default content, driver dot switch to frame of index. I switched to it, but still it is saying, still it is saying that particular frame doesn't exist. It is saying in which line we got the exception. We'll figure it out. Handling frames in which line? 22nd line we got the exception. Here itself, driver dot switch to frame of I. That is index 0. Here we got the exception. Okay. Why we got the exception here, guys? Why we got the exception here? Driver dot switch to dot frame of 0. So here we got the exception, like line 22, we got no such frame. Any mistake I have done? I is equal to 0. So frame index will start from 0 only, right? Frame 0, frame 1, frame 2. Let's find it out. Chrome driver is called new Chrome driver. Maximize the browser window, open the application URL. Once I open the application URL, I am finding the number of frames here. Is 3 got printed anywhere? Am I printing any size here? Frames count. System.out.println. I'll write frames count. Let's see what will come. This time I'll run the code again. It is going there means definitely the frame count is more than that. But it's not working. Again, we got that 3 got printed. That's okay. 3 got printed. So for int I is equal to 0, 0 less than frames count, 0 less than 3, correct? We'll go inside that. Driver dot switch to dot frame of switch to dot frame of I have to give, right? I have to give, put a semicolon here. The value of I is currently 0. It has to switch to the frame with the index 0 here, right? But that is not happening due to some XYZ reasons. It is not happening, guys. Right click, run as. Okay, let's do the debugging part. What if it is 0 and it found the frame, but here driver dot find elements by dot link text dot size. Let's assume that it went forward. It identified the frame 0. It identified the frame 0 and it found that driver dot find elements by dot link text description is not there in that particular frame. So size will return as 0. 0 greater than 0 is false, will not go here. I plus plus should happen. I will become 1. 1 less than frames count. 1 less than 3 should be true. Driver dot switch to dot frame of 1. Frame of 1 means this is a problem. Earlier you have switched to which frame, guys? Earlier you have switched to which frame? Frame 0 already. Is it possible to switch between the sibling frames? 0 to frame 0 to frame 1, it is possible. Earlier we switched to the frame 0. From frame 0, when I becomes 1, can you switch to the frame 1? Sibling frames, is this possible? That's the problem, it is happening. So what I have to do? Here I have to write down. No matter what, here I have to write down driver dot switch to dot default content. Before switching to this frame, or you can write it here only, whatever the, whether you are part of the frame or whether first you switch to the page level, then you switch to the particular frame. Then it's okay, guys. Then it's okay. Okay, then it is okay. Right? You are switching to the frame 0 and from frame 0 to frame 1. Is it possible to switch directly from frame 0 in the next iteration? No. This is what is happening. That's why we are getting an error. So there are 3 frames. On this page, there are 3 frames like the sibling frames. And from this page level, we have switched to one of the index 0 frame. We are in this index 0 frame. Now, if can I directly switch to the sibling frame like this? Is it possible? This is not possible. We have to switch back to the parent frame. And from the parent frame, we can have to come to the another frame. And again, from here, can I directly switch to the sibling frame? No. I have to go back to the parent frame and come back to the frame that I have covered in the previous session, if you remember. So what I will do here is, so before switching to any frame, I'll switch to the parent, page level. And from there, I would like to switch to the frame. Whether this I becomes 0 or not, I'll try to do that. Now this time, let's see whether this is working or not. Let's see. Let's see whether this logic is working or not. Whether this will work this time. Because sibling frames, we cannot switch directly. We have to go to the page level and come back to that. So let's see whether this is working fine. Yeah, is it working fine, guys, this time? Did it click on the description link? Yes, it clicked on the description link. It is working fine. So before clicking on any frame, I am switching to the default content and then trying to click on the frame. Okay, so that's the best way to do the stuff, because maybe in the first iteration it was working fine, but in the second iteration, when it want to switch to the frame 1, the control was there at the frame 0, but the element is not in the frame 0. So it has to switch to the frame 1. For that, it cannot directly switch from frame 0 to frame 1. It has to go to the parent level, and from the parent level, it has to come to the frame. That's the reason it was not working. So everyone clear with this logic? Just type C in the chat box if it is clear for you. The logic is clear. If the logic is clear, just type C in the chat box. If the logic is clear, just type C in the chat box, guys. Great. Line 19. Line 19, index 0. Because we have to give, so that we have to find out in which index. Okay, this will help you in finding out in which index later we can use the index here to switch and then perform the operation. Driver dot find element by dot link text description. If you want to find, we have to find the index in which this particular description link is available. That we can know with the help of the size. If the size is returned as 0, in that particular frame, the description link is not there. If the size is 1, means index is equal to I. I'm just assigning that I to the index so that we have found the index in which the element is there. And that index I'm using here. Here I'm using break. Once I find the index right, I'll come out of the for loop. And using the index, I'll switch to the frame. Before switching to any frame, better to make sure that you switch to the page level and then perform the switching of operation to the frame. And then you perform the operation. Okay. This, to get this index, we are writing this. Okay. Line 19, we are writing because we have to use the index here to find out the index in which the frame is, that particular description link is available. Anil, is it clear why we have used index variable? We need to find out using this logic. We are finding out in which index, in which frame we have, in which frame index we have the particular element available. For that, we have written the logic. Yeah, we are not clicking the description inside the loop. We are not clicking on the description link. First, we are writing this logic with an intention of finding the index only. Okay. The index of the frame we want to find. That's the reason we have written the logic. Once we find the index in which the frame is available, outside the for loop, we are clicking. We are switching to the particular frame having that particular index in which description is available, and then we are performing the operation. I can create this as a reusable method, guys. I can create this as a reusable method. Shall I create a reusable method so that I can separate this code for finding the index of the frame in which description link is available? Do you want me to create a separate method for that? That will help, right? Let's try to create a reusable method here. Public, I'll write static because it will be very easy to call the method if I mean static, because static methods can only access static stuff directly. Public static void find index of frame. Find index of the frame. Like this, I'll create a method. Okay. So here I need to receive what I'll tell you. If you need to find the index of the frame, first I have to say int index is equal to 0, I'll say. Okay, I'll just set the index value to 0. Assume that. Okay. Then what I have to do, I have to switch to this. I have to find out how many frames are there. First of all, I need to find how many frames are there on this page. Driver dot find element or find elements. To find out how many frames are on the page, find element or find elements. In order to find out how many frames are there on the page, I have to use find element or find elements. Find elements, right? Elements. But here you see error is coming because this driver is not global here. We can pass the driver here, guys. Okay, while calling this method, we can pass the driver. I'll write WebDriver, Chrome driver for now. Chrome driver for now. Okay, like this now I can access. You see, when I'm calling this particular method from this particular main method, okay, I have to pass the driver here, guys. Okay, I have to pass the driver. On that driver, I'll say driver dot find elements, and here I'll write down by dot tag name of frames. How many frames are there? I'll find it out. Okay. Find elements, and here this will return you the list of web elements. Frames count, frames is equal to how many frames we don't know. Frames is equal to, instead of writing dot size directly, I can write like this. Frames dot size, I will say. This will get me the size of the frames. Frames count, I'll say. Frames count is equal to, I'm writing the logic, guys. Okay. Now frames count is 0, so whatever 3 or something will come. Now I'll write the for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than this frames count, I plus plus, I'll write. And here inside the for loop, I'll switch to the frame. Driver dot switch to dot frame using the index. Index means this I is the index in this case. In the first iteration, I is equal to 0 index, I'll go. And after going there, I have to find out whether that particular description link is available in this particular index 0 frame or not. How to do that? For that, to find out whether this particular description link is there or not, I have to use driver dot find element or find elements here. Which logic I have to use? Find element or find elements. I have to use a size method. I have to use a size method. So find elements I have to use. Driver dot find elements I'll use. And here I'll write by dot link text or whatever it is. Okay. That I have to do, right? I have to write down by dot link text and instead of writing it here, I'll write by by as the predefined class. I would like to pass that by locator. Okay, by locator. I'll just do like this, something like this, instead of passing the web element, right? Or I can do one thing. If it is directly linked text, I'll do that, but by locator is better. So here, whatever the locator by dot link text, you can pass it from the while calling the method. I'll tell you this is the best way. I'll copy this locator and put in the find elements and say dot size, I'll say. So here int s I'll capture. If this s is 0 means what? When I switch it to the frame index 0, if s is 0 means is the description link available on the page or not available on the page? Not available in this frame. If the s is 0, if the size is returned as 0, is that particular description link is available in that frame or not available in the frame? Not available, right? So I'll write the logic like this. If s is greater than 0, then only that particular description link is available in one of the frame. Otherwise, it's not available. It's not part of the frame. So here I'll write down if it is available, if s is greater than 0 means definitely description link is available in one of the frame that I have switched. I'll simply say index is equal to I, I'll say, because in that particular I only the index is available, right? Index is available. Now here I'll simply write down break statement. I'll come off the break loop, break. And here, before switching to any frame, since switching to the sibling frames is not possible, before switching to any frame, I'll write down switch to dot default content here so that we'll not get any no such element exception or no such frame exception will not get. Otherwise, once in the first iteration, if 0th frame you have went there and in the 0th frame, once you switch to the 0th frame, index 0 frame, you didn't find that element, size will be 0. This will be skipped and you'll go to I++, I will become 1. If I don't use this, can you directly switch from frame 0 to frame 1? Not possible. So we have to switch to the parent level, and from the parent level, we have to switch to the frame of 1. Okay, that's the only way. We already have seen that. And at the end, what I will do is this particular intention of this particular method is to return the index. So here I simply write down return index. That's it. If I say return index, the return type of this method should be int, right? The return type of this particular method should be int. So this is how I have written the code, guys. This particular method, reusable method I created. So to this particular method, I need to pass 2 items. What are the 2 items I have to pass? I have to pass the driver, object reference of the Chrome driver, and also I have to pass the locator, using which I need to find how many elements are there on the page, so that I can use the size with that. Okay. Description link related, description link locator, I have to pass it here. Okay. So that based on that, it will find out. Okay. So here, this is the way we have to write, guys. Okay. Here inside this by dot something will write, right? That locator part will pass here. How to pass, I'll tell you. So instead of writing this much of code here, instead of finding how many size is there and nothing, you have to do anything, guys. Okay. Just comment out all this part, call that particular method. That's it. Okay. Call the particular method. That's it. So here I'll just end it. Okay. So what I'll do here is just see what I'm trying to do. Maybe yeah, fine. I just need to call the method, right? How to call the method? From this main method, I can directly call the method, right? How to call the name of the method is find index of frame. I'll write the method like this. Directly I can call because that is also a static method. This frame index of frame is required to is asking you to pass 2 elements. Driver I have to pass, this particular driver I will pass, comma. What else I need to pass along with that? I need to pass the by dot link text, whatever the element I want to perform click operation, right? That element I will pass here by dot link text description, right? What is that description, right? Description. So here also you can create if required by description by is equal to by dot link text of description you can write. Of description you can write here. Okay. And this description by you can pass here. If you don't want to pass like this, you can pass like this also, so that you can use this description later point of time. Okay. Description by you can pass. That is nothing but by dot link text of description. This is what is passing. The return type of this link text is by class only. I'm storing in the object reference of the by class. This is one way of programming, guys. You need to know at some point of time. The time has come. I'm explaining that. Here, when I'm calling this particular method, I'm passing this driver and also passing the element that we have to perform the operation on. So now this find index of frame will, what is the return type of the find index of frame? What is that I'm returning here? Index I am returning. Okay, integer I am returning. So here I'll take the index, int frame index. Frame index is identified here, and I'll simply write down driver dot switch to dot frame of driver dot switch to dot frame of. Okay, driver dot switch to dot frame of this frame index I'll say, and then I'll perform the operation here. After switching to that frame, I'll perform the operation. Driver dot find element. Here I'll write description by. Okay, and this is nothing but the description link. Description link is equal to over the mouse create local variable web element will come description link dot click. I'll write down. Let's see whether this using this reusable method things are working or not. Whenever you want to find out in which frame the element is there, you can call this method by passing the driver and locator type, and internally it will find the index of that particular frame and return you the index of the frame. And once you get the index of the frame from the method calling statement, we'll capture that and we'll try to switch to that particular frame, and then we'll find the element. After switching to the frame, we'll find the element and perform the click operation. Okay. So it's better that before you return the index here, better you switch back to the before you return the index, you better switch back to the default content no matter what. Okay. Default content. You switch back to the default content so that you will go to the page level, and then you can switch to whatever the frame you want and then perform the operation. Okay. This statement also you have to remember here. Before returning the index, you better switch back to the page level and then return the index. Okay. Now run the code and see whether this is working or not. Like this, you can create the reusable method, guys. Like this, you can create the reusable method. Not only for this, we'll create this kind of utility methods in the framework part. Okay. But I thought of explaining that. Let's see whether it's clicking on the description link or not. Is it working? Is that thing working? No, it's not working. There's some problem there. No such element exception is coming. No such element, unable to locate the element, a link text description, link text by dot link text description. Where I got the exception, let's find it out. At which line I got the exception? 23rd line I got the exception. Description by driver dot find element. Whatever the frame index that is being returned, it went here means all these things are completed, right? All these things are complete. Let's find out. Chrome browser has launched. Maximize the browser. Open the application URL. By dot link text description. I'm passing this description, and here frame index of frame. I'm passing the driver and description. That is by dot link text description. I'm passing. I'll just copy this otherwise, because maybe I haven't done any mistake anywhere. Description. Run this again. Let me run it again, and if the same problem is coming, I'll just find it out. I'm trying to correct my script where exactly it went wrong or something. It's not working. Still we got the exception. No such element exception. I'm just thinking what happened here. Description link by dot link text we have passed, and driver also we have passed. And this control will go to this particular method. Once the control went there, here driver is there. And here by locator, that is by dot link text of description is there.
Sir, tag name is frame.
Okay. Did I mention frames or something? Yes. This is a mistake, right? This is a mistake. That's correct. The 70th line I mentioned frame, so it will be coming as 0 and it will return 0 only. In that 0, it will not find the element, so it's failing. Okay, now once I correct that mistake, let's see whether it will work or not. Let's see what will happen here. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, it's working now. We are able to successfully create a reusable method to click on the description link. The description link has been clicked. As you can see here, we went to the bottom of the page, means it's working fine. Okay, it's working fine now. We are successfully created a reusable method. So generally, such kind of things will convert into okay. I closed this idea. Sorry, guys. So guys, everyone clear with this? Yes, tag name was the problem. It should be frame instead of frames. With some mistake, I wrote frames there. So if it is clear for you, just type C in the chat box, guys. If it's still any doubts are there, it's very important that you figure out. You have learned something new in this session, I know. That is how to find whether a particular element is there on the page or not. Also, I covered, right? So I'll take that as a separate example also and explain again. But here, our intention is to find the index in which that particular index of the frame in which that particular element is there, and then we have to switch to the frame. That is the intention. So, but this approach is not really required, because in real time, either we'll find the ID of the frame and switch to the frame with the help of ID, or we'll switch to the frame with the help of name locator, or if ID or name is not there, then we'll go for the web element. So any of these three will be anyhow okay. We don't have to switch to the frames with the help of index. But having this, understanding, right, you'll become very confident. Okay, if someone asks you to write a logic in the interviews like how to find the index in which the element is available, like that, if they ask you the questions, okay, and you have to write some programming logic. So using programming logic like this, you can find it out. You can create a reusable method and you call the method where you pass a driver and few things we have understood, guys. Few things we have understood from this session. What are those few things that new learnings are there? I'm going to show you separately again. I'm going to explain them separately, guys, so that you will get more confidence. But the high level, it is clear now. High level, how to find the index of this frame in which this description link is there. It's clear now for everyone. That's enough. Okay, that's enough, guys. Okay, to find out this is the logic we have to write, but that requirement will not come in real time for you until and unless it is being asked in the interviews. Then only you have to learn this part. Okay, I don't use this much. I don't use this kind of stuff much. Okay. So in real time, when you go for the frameworks, guys, you will create this kind of reusable methods. Okay, this is one of example of reusable method that we'll create as utility methods in the frameworks. Okay, we'll create this kind of methods, guys. Okay, reusable methods and call whenever it is required. Okay, so our code will look very simple, and the method logic will be written in the reusable methods because we may need this method many number of times. Okay, whatever the type of reusable methods you want to create, you can create, guys. Okay, you can create. So yeah, that's great so far. So what I will do here is for explanation purpose, I'll explain few more things for you to understand the basics of something that I have used in this example. First thing I want to explain here is class using bilocator demo. This is one thing you have to focus more, guys. Just see here what I'm trying to do. I can do something like this. Okay, there are two ways of doing this. I'll simply write down Chrome driver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. I can write like this: Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O, and here driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get. I'll provide the application URL, any application URL, not this one. Basically, you can take any other application like omega.blogspot.com will take. I'll cover the basic stuff. Okay, so here now, if I want to write some text into the text area field, if I want to write some text into this text area field, what I generally do, guys, I'll right click on this, select inspect option, inspect option. And this has an ID. I'll copy this ID, guys. And here I'll write down driver.findElement by.id. This is a general way of writing by.id. Put a semicolon, and here I'll say text area field. Text area field is equal to, over the mouse on this, create local variable. Over the mouse on this and say create local variable, web element will be created. I'll simply write down text area field dot send keys, text area field dot send keys of whatever the text I want to write into the text area field. Let's say I would like to write my Arun Motori text. I would like to write into the text area field. Okay, let's see. Now run this code and observe that what is happening. Right click, run as Java application. There's an error somewhere. So if it is not coming up, close the file and open that again. You'll find it out somehow. Yeah, here an extra thing has come that we are not able to see before we restart that file. Run this code and see whether my text will be typed into the text area field, yes or not, guys. My name will be typed into the text area field or not. In this example, my name will be typed into the text area field or not. Yes, right? It will definitely be written into the text area field. You can see that after the page loads, my name will be typed into the text area field. You see, my name got typed into the text area field. Arun Motori name. That's good. Now I would like to go with a different approach. Instead of writing the code like this, how I want to write the code here. I want to write the code in a different way, guys. That is, I would like to write by.id. Only locator I want to, only this part I am trying to create. By.id. When I inspect the element, what is there? When I inspect the element, what is there? When I inspect this text area field, here ID locator is there, right? Copy this ID. And here you write down by dot, whatever the thing that you write inside the find elements, I'm writing outside simply. And here by dot ID, I'll write, put a semicolon here. And this by dot ID will return you. What is the return type of this ID method? Whether you take by dot ID or by dot link text, by dot name, by dot CS selector, by dot XPath, the by dot tag name, the return type of these methods will be what? By class. By class is the return type, okay? By class, okay? So by field is equal to, or by locator, or by locator I'll say, otherwise by locator, okay? So here, if I capture like this, then what I have to do is driver.findElement by dot, should I write by dot ID again? Is it required for me to write by dot ID again? No, directly write down this by locator inside this and put a semicolon. This will return you the web element. Which web element? Text area field element. Text area field. There are multiple ways of writing the code. So here I am not writing by dot, because when you use reusable methods, sometimes we not pass the driver.findElement, because driver.findElement will directly give you an exception, right? So there may be some situations where you use by.findElement, then that will give an exception. So it's better you pass a by.id. So with this locator, you are not finding the element, so exception will not come. No such element exception will not come. So for that methods, we have to pass by locator. In that case, by locator you have to capture, and in that find elements you have to write. Okay, find element, pass that by thing, and here now text area field dot send keys. This is another way, guys. Okay. So this kind of approach is required when you have to call a method by passing the locator only. You don't have to write pass the driver.findElement. Web element you don't have to pass. You have to pass the locator. Okay, you have to pass the locator. So the driver.findElements or whatever that I'll write inside the method. That's the reason we have to use this, guys. So here text area field dot send keys. Some text I have to write. Let's say I would like write my name here. Run the script. Put a semicolon here and run the script. And this has to work. So clear, guys, clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Another way of finding the elements, instead of directly providing by.locator, by.id, by.name, by.xpath inside the find element method, we are creating an object for that. You see, my name has still been typed. Okay, we are creating an object for the by locator object. I am creating that locator. I am passing here in the find element. I am passing the by locator. Okay, you can give any name here, guys. There is nothing like by text area, by text area field. I can say text area field locator. by text area field locator. You can pass this text area field locator here. Okay, you can give any name. No problem. Okay, by text area field locator. So we are just passing the locator here, because if you directly say driver.find element in our previous example, right? In the previous example, if I say driver.find element, right, that will give no such element exception. Here already my name has been typed. Should already be typed into the text area field. The page is loading. Yeah, but my name has been typed. It's working fine. It's working fine, guys. Clear, everyone? Clear with this? Everyone clear? Type C in the chat box if it is clear why we are using like this kind of approach. In the previous example, if I pass web element, that will give no such element exception. So there is no other way. I'll only pass the locator so that I'll not get no such element exception. Okay, I'll not get the no such element. If I pass this kind of web element, it will give me no such element exception. You'll try to find immediately, right? So I want to perform the operation only when I switch to a proper frame. So I have to pass only the locator, and after switching to a proper frame, and then I'll perform the operation. Okay, like that reasons we can use that, guys. Okay, like that things we can use that. Okay, in that cases we can use that. Looks like everyone is clear with this approach. And second thing that I covered in that previous session is I'm going to cover that checking whether the element is available on the page or not. Okay, another way to check element displayed on page table. So I'll write the basic way of finding whether the element is available on the page. First of all, I'll write the code for basic way of finding whether element is present on the page. Focus on this Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. I'll simply say Control-Shift-O driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then say driver dot get. Here I'll provide the application URL. Okay. I'll give this application URL. On this page, whether this drop-down field is available or not, I want to check. Whether this drop-down field is displayed on the page or not, I want to check. I'll right-click inspect this option. Right-click inspect this option. And here ID is there. Copy this ID. And here write down driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID locator of that drop-down field. Dot is displayed, I'll write. Dot is displayed, I'll write. This is the command we generally use, right? Guys, you know this command? What it will return? What this command will return? If the element is displayed on the page, what this command will return? Tell me, guys, what this command is displayed command will return. If the element is displayed on the page, it will return the Boolean value, true or false, right? In this case, it will return true because drop-down field is available. I'll write like this. I'll write the logic like this. If inside that, I'll write down if driver.find element by dot ID drop one is displayed. If it returns true means I'll write down element is present on the page. Else I'll write down element is not present on the page. Not present on the page. I'll write down like this, something like this. Okay. So let's run the script and see whether what is happening. Right click run as Java application. Whether the element is present on the page or element is not present on the page. In this case, drop-down field is present on the page, so it will return true, and will say element is present on the page will be printed. After the page loads, it will check whether this particular drop-down field is present, is displayed on the page. If it is displayed on the page, you see element is present on the page got printed. What if I give ABC here? In that case, is displayed will return true or false? Is displayed will return true or false in this case? Tell me, guys, what will happen when I say is displayed here? Everyone is saying false. Everyone, do you think it will return false here if the element is not there? Driver.find element. Intentionally, I gave ABC here. So everyone agree with the false? Everyone try to answer this, guys. I would like to know what you understand. So everyone, Kumari is saying, Janavi is saying false, Vishwa is saying false, Anaki is saying false, Navin is also saying false, Rajkumar is saying false. What about others? Everyone is saying false. Rajkumar, Mayuri, Blissy. Everyone is saying false. Yeah, Kiran also saying false. Anyone else? Anyone left out in the batch who need to give the answer here in the chat box? Nigora is saying false. Anyone else? Neha, Nigora, everyone is Nagalini also false. But my answer is not false. You may get shocked why I'm saying it will not return false. Because driver.find element by.id will give no such element exception. Yes, Mayuri, you are right now. It will give what? The coding looks good, very good. Like we may feel like with the confidence I have written the code, we may feel like is displayed will return true. In case of the element is available, definitely true will be written. If the element is not available, will is displayed will return false? Will is displayed will return false if the element is not available? In this case, will it return false? No, it will give what? This statement, this highlighted statement will return what? No such element exception. Everyone write down. What is the result for this program? No such element exception is the result for the program. Everyone type in the chat box, no such element exception. No such element exception will come, right? This part of this thing will give you no such element exception. Run this code and try, just observe the exception in the output. It will give you no such element exception. It will give you no such element exception in the output. The page will load. Driver.find element, I gave a incorrect locator, and because of which you will get no such element exception in the output. Did we get no such element exception? In which line we got? In this line, because this statement, this part is giving no such element exception. You thought it will return false. Then how to overcome this problem? How to still print element is not present on the page? I'll do something like this. I'll not write the else block. I'll not write the else block. I'll only write the try block. If block. If it is displayed is true, then element is present on the page will be printed. And here I'll write this try catch block. Okay, I'll write this if condition code inside the try catch block. If in case we get catch block, I'll stop here, catch. Here I'll write no such element exception E. Here I'll write down element is not present on the page. Now import this no such element exception from Selenium library. Okay, then now will this work? Now in this case, will it work? Try block closed, catch block closed. I closed it, right? Okay, I closed it. Yes, here only it said that, this only has said that the element is not there. So in that case, okay, in that case, you'll go to the catch block and element is not present on the page will print. You cannot write if else here, okay? You cannot write if else here. There's another easiest way to solve this problem. When we go to TestNG, I'll explain, okay? To avoid writing this try catch block, we need to go to TestNG. TestNG has a solution for this problem. You don't have to write this much of code in real time. We'll use TestNG related assertion or something, okay, to get this done. So, but if you write inside the if selection statement, that will give you. So here element is not present on the page is getting printed. The exception is not coming. Okay, this is a way to solve. Instead of all this drama, whether the element is there on the page, whether the element is not there on the page. For example, if I write something like this, driver.find element by.id drop one. This is a proper locator. Okay, this is a proper locator. Improper locator I am giving. Put a semicolon. Now will this give an exception for me? Driver.find element by.id. Will this give an exception for me? No such element exception will come or not here? No such element will come, right? Because ABC with that locator is not there. So if I run the code at the line 15, we should get an exception. No such element exception should come. So when I run the script, it will give you no such element exception, guys. It will give you no such element exception. You see, no such element exception already has come. Okay, no such element exception has come. What if I give find elements. Will I get no such element exception in this case? Instead of find element, if I say find elements, will I get the no such element exception? No, I'll not get no such element exception. I'll just print out system.out.println end of this program. System.out.println end of this program, so that we'll know when the program has ended. Right click run as Java application. In case of find elements, will we get no such element exception is the question. The script will run. The script is running, guys. After the script runs, you go here. Did I get any exception here so far? End of this program also has not been printed anyhow. End of this program has been printed means, did we get any exception, guys? Did we get any exception? No, we didn't get any exception here, right? We didn't get any exception here, right? We didn't get any exception. So with find element only, you're getting no such element exception. With find elements, you'll not get an exception. So what I will do with the find elements is, it will return me elements is equal to, there is no element actually. I'm saying elements is equal to, and simply write down system.out.println elements dot size. Here I have to give the proper name, elements dot size. I will say, what will be the size printed, guys, when this particular element is not there on the page? Driver dot find elements will return you what? How many elements it will return? 0 elements. So elements dot size will become what? 0 will be printed in the output. You see, 0 will be printed in the output, guys. You see that what will happen? 0 will be printed. I'm just closing all the previous instances. Yeah, script is running now. It should print 0 in the output. Let the page load. After the page loading is complete, go to this and see what got printed, guys. It has not given no such element exception. If this particular element is not available, it's not giving no such element exception. Only find element will give no such element exception. Find elements will not give no such element exception. Instead, when you say elements dot size, it will return 0. It will return 0, guys. Okay. So now, to find out whether the element is there on the page, there are two methods. What are the two ways? One is by using isDisplayed method. You tell me which method is better. By writing this driver.find element by.id isDisplayed is method, by using try catch block is better, or you just tell me this way is better or not. Okay. If driver.find elements by.id, create an incorrect locator here, which doesn't have any elements, dot size is greater than 0, then I'll write down system.out.println element is displayed on the page. Else system.out.println element is not displayed on the page. Which is better, guys? This approach, the down approach is better, or this approach is better? I don't have to write this end of this program now. So which approach is better? Find elements is better now, because find elements will not give you an exception. Is there any need for writing try catch block here? Is there any need of writing try catch block here? In case of find elements, is there any need of writing try catch block? Guys, everyone try to answer. Is there any need of writing try catch block here? Yes or no? Tell me, guys. Yes or no? No, right? Because driver.find elements will not give you an exception. If the size is greater than 0, it knows that the element is there and element is displayed on the page. Instead of using isDisplayed command, some people will get the size of that element by using find elements command and compare with greater than 0. In that case, they will simply identify that element is there on the page. If 0 is the size coming, means it will go to else block and it will say element is, if 0 is coming here, driver.find elements.size is returning 0, 0 greater than 0, will go to else block and say element is not displayed on the page. Run this code to find out whether the particular element is available on the page. Instead of isDisplayed, if you use the dot size, that will not give any exception, because find elements will not give an exception. So it is the easiest way to find whether the element is present on the page or not. This code will be useful when you are creating some reusable methods in the frameworks part. Just go here and see what is the output. Element is not displayed on the page. Did we get any exception? No. Did I use any try catch block? No. But what if I give a proper element here instead of ABC? If I give drop 1, then it will say element is displayed on the page will be printed because size will be more than 0. If it is 1 also, it's more than 0 only, right? Generally, it is 1. Here, size will be returned as 1. 1 greater than 0 is true. You go to the if block and write down element is present on the page will be printed. Go here and see element is displayed on the page will be printed. Okay. So here I intentionally give wrong locator, and here I'll say after the task is done, I'll say driver.quit. So for your reference, it will be like this. The code you have to use will be reference for this. I'll provide this code for you. Okay. So like this kind of knowledge, right, we can use here and there. So that knowledge has been used while handling the frames with the help of index, right? You have to pass driver.find elements. You have to use driver.find elements to see whether the element is there on the page. If you use is displayed, it will give an exception. Again, you have to write try catch block. Okay. That's the reason we have to use find element sometimes. Element is not displayed on the page is coming. Okay. And the browser is also automatically getting closed here. In this case, I have added driver.quit so that it will close the browsers. Automatically, the browsers will be closed. Run the script again. Right click run as Java application. Close the browser automatically. Element is not displayed on the page. Got it? Clear, everyone? Clear? The browser also got closed. Is everyone clear with the logics? All the things that I covered? Handling frames using index. Multiple frames are there. You can create this kind of reusable method. And here we already have used driver.find elements to find the size of the frames. Okay, because the driver.find elements will not give you an exception. No such element exception will not come if the element is not there. So, and also this by locator part also I covered. Instead of here, if I pass, if I create a web element driver.find find element by dot by dot linked description, if I have given that and I pass that, here itself I would have get not no such element exception, and the element would not have been passed to this particular method. That's why we are passing the by locator. Okay. Instead of creating a web element, we are creating the by locator, and that by locator we are passing. That's the reason we are passing the by locator. Okay, all these basic concepts, right, you have to understand, guys. In the frameworks, they will be very helpful. If required, I'll explain again. But any doubts, you can ask me now. I'm done with whatever I want to explain. Any doubts, you can ask me, guys, from today's session. If you guys have any doubt, you can ask me.
Sir,
Yes.
actually, on my Eclipse,
Yeah.
Saturday we have installed test engine. So to run normal Java program, it is not showing to run Java application. It is only showing to run with the test engine application.
You can share your screen. What to do. I'll stop sharing my screen. You can share your screen. I'll tell you what is the problem.
Okay, I'll share. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. So here, if you have installed TestNG and if you want to run the programs with the help of this, then you should not write the TestNG annotations. Create one more class. Create one more class here on the project. Under the project, try to create one more class. Right click new class. Just give some name, random name, random class, random or okay, demo. Click on main method. Finish. In that class, you write the code directly. Chrome driver is equal to like that. You write the code.
I'll print only on desktop.
Yeah, you can print it. System.out.println. Yeah, something. Right click now. Right click now. Run as. Are you getting the application now?
Yeah, okay.
And if you create, for example, instead of main method, you remove the main method here. It will work also. Print. Instead of main method, you remove the main method there. Complete main method, you comment it out. Complete the code, you comment it out. Single. Okay. At the end, you write asterisk and forward slash. Yes. Now write the code here in the bit from 10th line. You write one method for public void sample, some sample name. Create the method. Inside the method, you write down system.out.println and say hi again. And on the top of the method, you provide @ test annotation. For the mouse, import this. from TestNG library. Then right click now. Now you will get TestNG test. Got it now?
Yeah, got it. Got
Whenever
it.
you use TestNG test methods, you will get a TestNG option. Whenever you use main method, you will get a Java application option. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, Anak.
Sir, may I know what is the class timing for all the days?
Class timings for all the days is 7 a.m. IST, morning sessions, evening sessions 8 p.m. IST.
The weekend classes.
Weekend classes will be at 7 a.m. for live challenges automation or live application automation. It will be at 7 a.m. And after that, at 2 p.m. we have non-tech to tech series. And at 5:30 p.m. we have manual testing session and 5:30 p.m. And at 8 p.m. IST, we have this a Java in-depth series.
So, sir, in WhatsApp group, I have received a 50 classes. Means
That is weekend sessions, weekday sessions, sorry, the new batch. 22 to
okay,
26.
that's not
Only
okay. So
weekdays.
that's not for. So
Not
that's
for
not
everything.
batch
That's not
one.
for everything. Not for everything. Only for
Yeah.
weekday sessions.
Yeah.
That is a batch 2 only. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fine. Anyhow, I'll be posting right tomorrow. Details I'll be posting on WhatsApp. You don't have to worry and get confused like what I'm doing tomorrow and all. So here I'll post that. Today also I'll post
So
that.
that's yes, sir. I see that not clear that with that so that's why I'm asking.
Okay. Tomorrow, every day I'll post. Okay, so you don't have to get confused. Here Tuesday means today's date, right? Today, what will be there? I posted already. Okay, and one day before I'll post everything. So you just follow according to that line because there may be some changes in my timing also. Sometimes I'll change the timings of the class, so I cannot fix the timings every day. Okay, here you see Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow's session will be Wednesdays. What will be the sessions will be there? I'll post it here a day before. So first I'll post 7 a.m. IST. Tomorrow 7 a.m. IST, we will have the next topic. Iframes is done. What will go next? I'll try to show you what I'll go next. Let's see what I'll go next. Loading still. Tomorrow's topic will be what? Mostly actions. I'm just thinking, but I don't know. Simulating the mouse and keyboard keys. I'm just thinking. Let's see where I have that things. Yeah. So here handling frames is completed. So handling mouse and keyboard events is the next topic. Handling mouse events. Keyboard will come later. So tomorrow session will be handling mouse events. Handling mouse events is the tomorrow session. Okay. This the topic for tomorrow at 7 a.m. IST batch 1 for the batch 1 people is handling mouse events. Even batch 2 also can attend if they want to join in between. No problem. Then coming to the batch 2, 8 p.m. IST. Tomorrow it will be part 3 of introduction. Introduction will not be completed today. If not completed today, it will be part 3 only. Okay. 8 p.m. IST, it will be part 3 of introduction part. I'll go a bit slow in the introduction because we have Selenium ID, components, everything is there. I cannot complete in one go. Okay. So it's better I'll go slow. So today, day 2, introduction to Selenium Java. Today is day 2. Tomorrow it's part 2. Today is part 2. Sorry. Today is part 2. Today 8 p.m. IST, day 2, introduction to Selenium Java part 2 will be there for the batch 2. And even batch 1 people also can attend that. Tomorrow, it will be day 3 and part 3. Okay, day 3 and part 3. Okay, this will be tomorrow. Like that, every day, one day before I'll post. So you don't get confused. Before the weekend, I'll post everything the timing. So you don't have to worry from now on. Is that fine, Anak? From where you have to follow, is that clear?
It's clear.
Yeah. You can ask me still on Friday. I'll post for Saturday and Sunday. You can ask me any questions or something and ask me. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow and tomorrow session, no doubts, right? That in the morning hours, batch 1 will be there. In the evening hours, we have batch 2 sessions. Okay, till Friday, the same thing will follow. Okay, so fine. Anyhow, let's ask other people any other questions. Guys, any other questions you have? Nigora will look into your code. Let me see if anyone have any questions from today's session. If not, we'll go to your code and try to solve that. Okay, try to see how it is working and all.
Sir, actually, I have one question.
Yes, Blessy, tell me.
Yeah, so actually at work, I downloaded one of the um, other team's repo. So there are many jars that Maven was not recognizing. So I did a Maven build, but still when I go to the configure build path, there are many missing jars, and there is a cross sign, red cross sign coming up. And whenever I do update project,
Simple thing is that you copied one project, right? A repo you copied, and that repo project came in your whatever the editor.
yes.
Repo project came, but in your machine, it's a lot of compiler errors may be coming because the jar files are missing. It's saying that's what is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't you have pom.xml file?
Yes.
So in the open that and see whether the required jars are there, like because in pom.xml file, the required libraries are there or not. Otherwise, try to update the project, Maven project, and see whether they are getting downloaded or not. Sometimes what happens is,
Yeah, it's not getting downloaded due to SSL error, I guess.
what is that error?
SSL error.
SSL error. Jars not getting downloaded due to SSL error. Can you give some details, like what is the error details at least?
Yeah, I can send a screenshot maybe later.
Yeah, you can send a screenshot.
Okay, I'll do that, sir. So actually, it's a Cucumber project.
That's okay. That doesn't matter whether that is Cucumber or not, but ultimately, the jars should come, right?
Yeah. So many of the Cucumber things, it's not that then is not resolved to a type like that. It's coming.
Okay. Do you have any proxy server kind of stuff in your company?
Yes. Yeah.
Proxy details are there.
Yeah, proxy details are there in the Selenium.
Have you set that proxy details in your Java environment?
Yes.
Still it is coming?
Yeah.
And what about this antivirus firewall?
I think it's all there.
That you have the latest version of Selenium 90 depends on older versions. We have also compared with this. Pay attention to receiving. They can provide clues about under. Yeah, it's better that you provide that image or something so that we can find it out.
Okay, sure. So I'll do that. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah. Thank you.
Once you give me that image, I can do that R&D here and then let you know. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Today or tomorrow I'll send that because.
Sure. You don't have that with you. Okay, fine, no problem. Get that image to me and then I'll find. If solved, also let us know what happened. How did you solve? Also let us know. Okay.
Okay, sure.
So that everyone will learn from you. Okay. So that's the thing. So anyhow, like any other questions, guys? Apart from this, any other questions? If no questions, we can go to the Nigora's code and try that out for the frames. If you guys don't have any questions, just type no in the chat box so that we can go to the Nigora's code and then try that out. Just type no in the chat box, guys, if you don't have any questions so that I can find out. Then I'll finally go to the Nigora's code and then run the code in my machine and see how it is working. So instead of me wasting the time, directly I'll copy paste the code into my machine. So here I'll write switching frames using iterator, right? Switching frames using iterator demo with the main method. Nigora, you have posted in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
let me go there. So I have to go down or up? 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah. I think this is the latest one. The old one is somewhere here, I think. This is the old one. The latest one, after you updated, is here. I'll copy this as it is. The code is very big, Nigora. Yeah, let's see. Code. Copy. And instead of this main method, I'll paste it. Control Shift F. Done. Save this. Control Shift O. Yeah, it's gone. Iterator. Java.detail. Duration. Java.time.
I think one more missing.
Somewhere it is missing.
No, yeah, okay.
Is that okay? Let me see. WebDriver driver is equal to Chrome and try block is starting here. Try block is ending here. Catch block is starting here. Catch block is ending here. There's a main method ending here. Somewhere here something is missing. Let's see. Driver.get frames, nested frames. Driver.manage.timeouts. Implicitly wait duration dot off seconds. Only 3 seconds. List web elements frames. By dot tag name frame. Find elements you have written. The frames iterator method you have used. Frames.iterator. Okay. Frames.iterator. While iterator dot has next. Web element frame is equal to iterator dot next. That will give you the one of the frame. Then driver dot switch to the frame inside the try block you are writing. That's okay. This one is working fine. This while loop going here till the catch block, right? Till here it is going. Try block is still here. While loop is till here. That's fine. And in that try block is this one. Yeah, fine. Inner block, if else is fine. Okay, so inner iterator while as next inner iterator again. So external iterator is there, switching is there, and then again you are going. If inner frames dot is empty, okay, you are using is empty method.
Not empty.
Is empty. If
Not
it is
empty.
not empty, right? If it is not empty, for the list we have the empty thing that you are using, right? So fine. List of elements is empty. If it is not empty, then you will go inside and then you will say iterator in inner iterator, inner frames dot iterator, inner frames dot iterator. Then again you will iterate here. While loop, if it's coming here, so while is up to here, that's fine. Then you are going to, the inner frames are there, then you are switching to one of the frame, inner frame, WebDriver, wait driver, comma, duration dot, okay. Wait until expected visibility of element located by dot tag name. Is this required, Nicola, like to wait for that elements? Explicit wait is not really required, right? Here.
What I did.
No. I'm just asking you, like, is it required to
Yeah,
locate?
we can do the simple way.
Directly we
Yeah.
can do that, right?
Yeah.
Driver dot, you can here you can write driver dot find element by dot tag name. Body is fine. This is not required. Body dot get text, because it's not an asynchronous activity, so it will come definitely. You are getting the body text. So for all the inner frames, it's only body tag is there somehow. It's able to get.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay, then fine. Inner frame text you are printing. Driver dot switch to parent frame again. Then try block is here. Catch block is here. While loop is here. If block is here. Else block is here. Else if that inner frames are not there. Okay, it's part of while loop, right? Again, it will go to iterator, and while any other inner frames are there, again it will go and it will take the next one. Again, it will take the body. That's fine. There no such frame exception will come. Parent frame not found. Okay. Finally, driver dot switch to default content. No matter what, you are going to the default content in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is a catch block of the
Parent frame.
outer frame, outer thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine, no problem. Then finally block is there here. This one is what? While loop. This is a try block, then catch block, then finally block. Then why it is asking me here. Main method is there here. Class is there here. I have to remove this. No.
No. It should be 3
2.
curly
Let's count it
bracket.
out. Let's
3,
count it out.
3 should, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 are there total. So how many closing are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why more things are there? I'll do one thing. I'll
Here. Let
I'll
me
just create this main method here.
activate
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
If I miss something,
Yes,
there's
yes. I'll see. Give me the errors for a while. It will give me the errors. That's okay. So this part I'll write down. And here, try block. Catch block. The try block. We have written this code so far. Greater catch. Okay. Again, one while loop is coming. Here, while
My
loop.
logic it was like that. On the page we have a two parent frame, and one parent frame has a nested frames, and parent which has a nested frames, it has a text inside the nested frame, but not in a parent frame. Second one, which has a which does not have a nested frames, has a text. So it why
I'll do one
when
thing.
the yeah.
Okay, I think when copying, I didn't copy it perfectly, maybe. This is the code, right? Entire code.
Yes.
To copy this, why to waste a lot of time? Copy from ending to beginning. Okay, this, come back here, Control A, delete, Control V, and I'll just change the name here. Nested frames thing, and I'll just import this WebDriver. Okay, Control Shift O, I'll say. Next, what is the problem here? Yeah, it's gone. Duration, Java.time, iterator, Java.util. Still it is coming.
Maybe you save and close and
Yeah,
come.
restart once. That is a better thing. Still coming. Close block. Now close the block, right? I remove this. Finally, system.out.println. Right. It's coming. Driver.quit is coming. Finally, block is okay. Catch block is okay. And so one is try block, that is also okay. Try catch finally are okay. Try catch finally are okay. These three items are okay now. So they are inside the okay, did I copy it 2 times? God, 1 minute. Copy this again. Go here, delete this, paste it. Control Shift. Yep. It's not coming yet. Control Shift. Yep. Okay, fine. Finally, block, catch block, try block. So it's going to the total top. Yeah, fine. Then this is the main method, and this is if I click on this is
Aaron, can you go up?
yeah,
Can you scroll up? You have a error in an import statement.
import
Somewhere
statement.
I saw. Yeah, no duration. No. Here's it no.
WebDriver. It's project setup. Okay,
One
done.
minute.
But that is not a problem, I think. So that's not the
Yeah.
problem. Import
Yeah.
statements. First import statement is giving error just for other reasons. Control Shift O. Finish.
Aaron, could you please check WhatsApp? I sent fully this code with import statement, everything. If you scroll down.
Did you post just now? Okay,
Yes.
separately post. Okay.
This one.
Complete code again you posted.
Yes, yes.
Let me copy this from import.
Package. I think you don't have a package.
That won't be a problem. That's not the problem. Maybe somewhere here driver.pit problem is coming. That's the reason it's.
Aaron,
I'll try that. I'll try. Just give me a second.
in which package you created?
Hmm?
In which package you
Okay,
created this?
okay. In which package you created, right? Frames demo package. I have to import that, right? Yes, correct. That's a import from frames demo dot. I think frames demo. Import
Not import,
frames
just
demo.
package. Just package. The first statement, not import, package.
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
package,
this
package. Yes, yes,
package.
correct. Package statement here, right? I think that will go up for now. But this is still there.
Okay.
The main method is coming. This part is coming as the entire class. Okay. Here, if I go to one of the main method is coming, last two are completed. Then this another try block is coming till here. Yeah, fine. Inside the try block, we have this while loop. It's coming till here. The biggest while loop this is. Okay, so fine. Inside that while loop, you're writing the try. You're writing the try. Then catch finally. Inside the try, again we have this condition, if condition. We have else block. Okay. Inside this we have while loop. Inside the while loop we have try. Inside that we have catch. I don't see any problem anywhere. While loop. And this while loop, and if loop is up to here, I think there's no problem, right? Why it's giving me the errors?
I'm using Java 11.
You're using Java 11?
Yes.
Okay. But if still Java 11 is used, why it says that syntax error, insert here curly brace to complete it is saying. And here again what is saying? Okay. Now two curly braces I kept, it went off somehow.
Okay, I see. I see.
But error is still there.
Switch.
Now it's giving me the error here, saying what is the error? Multiple markers. Syntax error, insert to close the class body, to close the method body. A typical problem we are at. I remove this, that's good. Try, catch, finally, all good. But if I say this one,
I can share my screen and run this code from my
1 minute, 1 minute. I'll set
because I copy and paste.
everything is correct only, but still it is not working fine. In your case, the same code is not giving any mistake.
No, I just run.
There's nothing that I don't see anything from Java side, but maybe some temporary glitch or something. I'm just guessing because everything is intact.
Still giving error. The driver would quit 3 curly braces. Should be.
Yeah, driver
Driver.
dot pitch.
And after that, I see 1 and 2.
Only
curly
2 are there.
braces.
Yes. 2
One
connected.
more. One more. No, one more. Should be 3. Maybe it's 6. No, it's 4 now. I see. It's 4 now, not 3. Yeah, 1. It should be 3 after driver dot quit.
And I say it's saying syntax error on token, delete this token, it's saying. And if I save this kind of error is coming. WebDriver is global one, right? Driver dot pitch, driver dot get, driver dot manage dot time implicitly wait, frames, driver dot find element, element, then frame. Okay, there's something going wrong. While loop, try block, catch block, condition, else condition, catch block. This is try block, it's catch block, this is finally block. Okay. So any way we can do this public class to here, right? Find syntax, stakes, closing and opening braces. Count in Java code online. Vertical. Okay. They have detected the compiler during the compile. Make sure to check error may provide compiler settings to what went wrong. That's while the program is running. Logic reset occurs while the code does not behave as expected due to incorrect logic or review the logic appeared to code in the code has handles exceptions properly, expressions anywhere, unexpected exceptions such as when dealing with elements interacting with a browser. Given the nature of the error, it will be helpful to provide specific error message abstractors that would allow for a more. Once you provide, and I can offer you. Okay. No, something didn't get much help here. So right click. I'll just try to run it even still. Just proceed. Despite of the error I am running, let's see. Exception in thread main and unresolved compilation problems.
Compilation problem.
Syntax error, insert semicolon to complete statement. Java 61 line. Semicolon is there now. Okay. Okay, so compilation. Let's change the compiler for this. Right click, properties. Java compiler, I'll go. I'll take the latest compiler here.
Okay, 1.7. Yep.
Yes, run this code. Error is not going still though. With the latest version also, it's not going. Let's see if I run what will happen. Syntax error, insert semicolon to complete the statement it is saying. What is that statement? It's not giving much. 61 line it's saying.
No.
And I put double semicolon there, I'm getting that error. Java application I'll write. Provide.
One more curly bracket. Because you
Yeah.
have only 2. I have a 3.
You have 3?
Yeah, I
Okay,
have a
let's see
3.
this time what will happen. Delete this token is coming actually. Unresolved compilation problem. Syntax errors on tokens. Delete these tokens. Java 63rd line.
Okay.
I don't know why it got resolved also, but that's fine. So whatever it said, I did that. If it is running, that's all good. So you see, troubleshooting the problems is also a headache sometimes. When you copy also, but it will work or not. Yeah, it's working. I don't know why we have to put double quotations here. If I remove this now and save all, is there a temporary glitch? Maybe, right?
Yes.
It's the original code only, right? So because Eclipse
Yes.
ID is behaving weird, okay, but there was no problem there actually. But once I get semicolon, it got confused and corrected itself maybe, okay? It's working fine. It's working fine. Okay, the code is working fine. So why the problem came? There's no problem in the code, but still the problem was coming. So the problem is somehow it's not detecting the things properly. I just modified it. WebDriver driver is called new Chrome driver. It will open the Chrome browser, and here we'll open the application URL. Then we are giving some waiting mechanism. Even though you don't give also, it will work maybe. I try to reduce as much as lines.
Too fast close. It closed too fast, so it's why I put this implicitly wait so I can see.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So why you have put this implicit wait? Again, come again.
Because application it catch the inner text too fast, so you don't
Okay,
see
okay.
it just.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's why I did it.
Fine, got it. Okay, so no problem inputting also, not a problem. List frames, driver dot find elements. You don't want the script to be too fast, so it's okay to
Yeah.
have some delay, and instead of getting errors, you thought find elements by dot tag name frame. So here this will give you all the frames that are there, including inner frames and
Parent
external frames, right? So both
All
the frames
parent
will come here.
frames.
Both the frames will come.
Yes, both the frames.
Okay. Then iterator, frames.iterator, you iterated it using this. That's okay. You can use iterator method. While iterator has next, web element frame is equal to iterator.next, one of the frame you took. And here you are writing driver.switch to that particular frame. Inside the try block you mentioned, and in the catch block you mentioned no such frame exception also. If that particular frame is not at the top level, maybe you may get that thing, right? Right? No such frame exception will come if the frame is an inner frame basically, right? So that's the reason you've went this, and finally block driver.switch to default content if that frame is not found. If it is part of the inner frame, you are going back to the page level. That's fine. Then Again, in that frame, are there any other inner frames you are finding with this particular way? Driver dot find elements by dot tag name frame thing. Now, if that inner frame is empty means
Not empty.
not empty
Yeah.
means then the frames are there. Some child frames are there. You are deciding here, right?
Yes. And
So then
yeah.
you are iterating through the child frames if they are available as next iterator web element inner frame. Then next, then again you are giving this try block. You want to switch to the frame if in any case frame is not there. Okay, maybe inner frames may be there. We don't know. Okay, in that case, you are going with no such frame exception and inner frame not found. You are saying that if the inner frame is there, then yeah, this is not required anyhow.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
right, this is not required
Yeah.
to wait
You
for
can
that
go simply
thing.
with
Directly you can write
driver find element.
yeah, driver dot find element. You can write. I think so. Driver dot find element. You can write like this. This should work fine.
By tag name. By tag name.
By dot tag name. Right.
Mhm.
This is okay. So in every frame, body section is there. If you go to the code here, I'll open this application. You build the logic based on this. So
Yes,
where
I did like that. If
Yeah.
on the page we have two parent
H1,
frame.
H2, doesn't matter. Inside the body, whatever the text you want getting, because anyhow it is part of the body only, right? So you're getting, it will not get the tag name. So for some case left, it's there directly body, so no problem, you'll get it. If I inspect this one, inside the body only, this particular text is there. That's how it's coming. In this case, how you are getting middle text?
I did different way. So I have a two like we have a parent frames and we have a inner frames. In the first parent frame, we have a inner nested frames.
Okay, in the inner nested frames.
But on parent frames, we don't have any text. So if we have a inner frames, we don't have a in parent frame text.
Okay.
If we don't have a inner frames, on that time we have on parent frames text.
Okay, so let's
Table
assume
text.
that iterator dot next has given you one of the frame here. That is a parent frame it has brought to you. That is this particular parent frame in which these three child frames are available. It brought, let's say. Okay, assume that. So I think that will get that only, most probably. And you are switching to that parent level, top level parent frame here. And then you are writing find elements. And here, three child frames are coming because this particular thing has three child frames. Inner frames is not empty will come. It will get all the three child frames, let's say. While inner iterator as one of the frame it has brought, let's assume that it has brought this particular frame, left frame, inspect that. So here body is there, between the body text is there anyhow. So here driver dot switch to frame, and then you will simply write body tag name and body dot get text. You will get the text between the tags and print that inner frame text. So left will be printed in the output. Then you are trying to switch to the parent frame now. Okay. Then you are trying to switch to the parent from, and before you go to the while loop again, inner frame dot has next, I will pick the next frame. That definitely will be at the page level I am. And from the page level, I have to inspect this and okay. So here parent frame
No, I
you
switched to
went to the
parent
parent
frame
frame.
because
Yeah, correct. You cannot switch between the sibling frames. You went to the parent frame, and from the parent frame inner
I go to the
from this
next
inner text,
frame.
go to
I switch to parent frame, and from parent frame, I go to the second inner frame.
yeah, second inner frame. You will get it, and you will switch to the inner frame. That's correct only. Yeah. After that, most probably that second inner frame is this one only, middle one only. I'll inspect this middle. In this case, middle body, under the body, div tags are there. In that middle is there. This particular text is coming using the tag name. By dot tag name body.
By body.
Okay.
Yeah,
You switch to the frame and you said body and by dot tag name, and somehow you are getting the body dot get text. Still you are getting it seems, right? Here.
Yeah.
The text is coming. That's I will check it out. Don't worry. Then inner frame text something you are fine. That's okay. Then again, the third frame will come. It will go to the third frame here somehow. And here directly body is there. That's not a problem. In only middle case, we have inside the body, you are getting the text, but in the body, there is a div tag and in that text is there. So still it is getting the text, whatever the text that is there in the child tags, maybe. That's how it is working, right? So after that, all the frames will be while, we'll go to the while loop. Iterator dot next will return what? No frames will be left out. I think so. All the child frames will be done. So then we'll come out of the while loop. When you come out of the while loop, what will happen? So inner while loop, you'll come out of the inner while loop. Then here, you'll go to the external while loop again. The external while loop.
Now we have a if and else condition.
Else condition, okay. If this is not satisfied, you wrote the else condition where
On that time, it go to the second parent frame.
parent frame body. Why you have written like this?
Because on second parent frame, we get the text from the
Driver dot find element by dot tag name body. Get the text from the parent frame.
Parent frame, yes, because on first frame, parent frame
Parent means
doesn't
top
have,
frame, right? Parent frame means top frame, you are saying?
is bottom.
Okay. In case of bottom, you have written this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Anyhow, if condition is okay, and it has already went to the if condition, it will not go to the else block basically, right? In the first case, right? Not go to the else block in the first case. That's okay. Then this while loop is completed inside this, and you'll come out of the while loop. Then it will go to the end of the thing, and here this part it will go to the, it will take the next one, the parent frame. It will take the next one, yes, and then
after that it go to
yeah,
the
it will go. It will not go to the if block. It will go to the else block because child frames are empty. In that case, you are writing a different logic. Where
no. Aaron,
finally you have written finally here, right?
Yeah.
Whether you go to the
Iterated.
Understood now how it is coming. I understood. So here try block is there. Okay. After the try block, inner while loop is completed in the try block here. Inner while loop is completed in the while block. You are going, whatever the case it may be, whether exception comes or not, you are going to the finally block and you are switching to the default content. So that's where I am just thought like now it went to the external while loop. And in the external while loop, already we have went to the default page level variant, and you brought the another frame into picture and you switch it to the frame, and that frame has no child elements. So then you went to the else block, and now you already switched right here. Already switched to that frame and in the parent bottom frame. And if that doesn't have anything, you will simply get tag name body. So this one you are getting. Understood now? It's between the bottom body tags. That's okay. String parent frame body dot get text, and you are printing that thing also. And finally, after the else block is done, finally block you'll go to the page level. Okay. After you go to the page level, and again you will go and check whether any other no other frames are left out. You'll come out of this while loop. Once you come out of this while loop, driver.quit will happen. That's it. Correct only, Mika. It's correct.
Yeah, we can do the same things with enhanced loop.
Enhanced for loop also. Yes.
Yeah, enhanced loop. Yeah, it will be more short, little bit shorter.
Yes, that will be even more better, right? Iterator and all those things you don't have to do, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we are getting the text. Actually nice. And here iterator is not required basically, as you said.
No, if you go for each loop, enhanced loop, on that time, yeah. I can provide this also. 1 minute. I added to WhatsApp group with the.
You already did this already?
Yes,
Okay, we can see from here only, right? What's the matter then? So I don't have to change it here. Close it, close it, close it. I already have done this, right? So I don't have to.
mhm.
Fine. Using for each loop also you have done. For each web element, try. Driver dot switch to list web elements. Inner frame is empty. Yeah, the same logic, but for each loop you applied. That's it, right?
Yeah, it will be
That's
short.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. We can be okay with that, most probably. Just copy paste this so that other people can practice if they want. Okay. I don't think this may be required when we have a lot of frames and keep on iterating through the frames. Maybe this logic will be helpful. Right click, new class. Some sample I'll say intentionally. Finish. Yes. Control A, delete this. I have to add the package name here. That is frames demo package, right? Rename this. Then I think it should be done. I think the code is fine. Again, it's coming. Put a semicolon here. It will right click, run as Java application. Proceed. Proceed. Okay. Now remove this. Save this. Okay. Put this. Then put this. Save this. Right click, run as. Proceed. Again, the same problem is coming here also.
Yeah.
Compilation problem. Syntax error, insert semicolon to complete statement. I'll put a semicolon here. Is error going? Save all. No, what is the other error that is there here? Syntax error to complete the block. Which block? This block only. Okay. This time it's behind our limits now. Okay.
Can you scroll up?
I think I removed this finally block, right? Last time. I put driver.quit there. That is one change I did. Okay, now save this. Now run the code. Right click, run as Java application. Proceed. Last me put a semicolon there to complete the statement at this line. In that case, I'll put a semicolon here. The error is gone now. The error will come here. I'll just run this code again. It'll ask me to put one more curly brace. Yeah, tokens. Here I'll write. No. I have to remove one of the things. No. How many are there? We got 3, right? At the
Yeah,
end.
3.
I have to remove the semicolon. Save this. Now again it is coming. Insert semicolon to complete the statement it is saying. Put a semicolon here. Save this. Right click, run as Java application. Proceed. Unresolved compilation problems. 58th line. Now it's okay.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. Crazy, right? Yes, I'll put this. Right click, run as Java application. Yeah, it's working fine. I think logic is same. Instead of iterator, use for each loop, right? That's the thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Don't have to worry much. Yeah, fine. I think we can use this. So good, good work, Anigora. So anyhow, people who want to practice like that way, they can practice. That's okay. So this will make our job easy. But one thing I want to do before closing up is that this middle thing, I just want to check. What if, okay, I want to do one thing. Just be with me. I don't want to go with frames, but normal way I'll write HTML/HTML. Then head I'll write. Then I'll write /head. Body/body. And here I'll give something like this. Div ID is equal to I'll say any1. Okay. And in that I'll give one more /div. And here I'll give one thing like anchor tag or some para tag, or what is the tag in our case? Body tag, right? In your case, body tag was there, but it's okay. I'll give another tag. Let's say anchor tag. Anchor. Here I'll write hello, or I'll give my name Arun /a. Okay, like this. Now I'll save this as HTML file. Save as.
Arun, the
Yes.
second head doesn't have a closing head.
Okay.
One head.
Sorry. Yeah. Fine. Anyhow, that is not required also in our case. Can ignore that. Only body is important for us for now. Let's see whether it works. Downloads. Some box I'll write. Sample HTML file .html. Save it properly. File save as. Okay, it's saved in the form hypertext only, not a problem. Let's go to that location where the file has been saved. Inside the box, right? Is it sample HTML file? That's okay. I'll take the path of this file. Show more options. Properties. I'll copy this path and write Selenium automation code like this. New class. Getting inner text. Getting inner text demo. With main method, I'll write Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. new Chrome driver. Then I'll write down Control-Shift-O, then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize and driver dot get. I'll give this HTML page URL here, double backward slash, and I'll take the name of the file with extension here. That's it. And after opening that page, what I would like to do is I would like to say driver.findElement by.id. The ID of the div section is what? The ID of the div section is 1. With that, I would like to get this text. Okay, I'm not giving the locator of this anchor tag directly, but with the div tag I'm giving. So what is happening? Let's see. 1 dot get text I'll use directly. Dot get text dot get text. And this will return you the text between the div tags, but in the inner child tags. Okay, text of the inner child tags, whether it is getting or not. I'll say text is equal to my name is getting printed or not, we'll see. Okay, system.out.println. System.out.println, I'll simply say text and simply I'll write down driver.quit. Driver.quit. Now run the code, right click, run as Java application and see whether Arun text is getting retrieved or not. With that, we can understand your logic implementation. We have learned something new from your logic implementation, Igora. This may be the thing. Okay. You see, Arun text is still coming. It's not compulsory that we have to give the direct locator. It's not compulsory that we have to give the locator of this element to get the text. If that is wrapped inside another one that has an ID, and if you want to get the text between the tags, it can go to the inner HTML code and get the text also. Okay. That's what I wanted to show you. And I was able to show. Right, Nigora? That's what is the logic you implemented, right? To get the inner text without going for, because somewhere, right, the things are different, but they are inside the body tag only. You took the advantage of that, okay? So that's very good revelation or like discovery, I can say, that everyone will learn something new with this, okay? They don't have to directly find the element to get the text between the tags. From their parent tags also, we can get the tags of the child tags, okay? By locating the parent tags, we can get the text of the child tags is something this program is demonstrating. Fine, great. Okay, so guys, any questions? Any questions? Any other questions from today's session? I think we are good, right? Tomorrow we'll start actions, handling the mouse and keyboard activities. Okay, keyboard actions will start tomorrow. Okay, we'll do a lot of R&D there in mouse and keyboard actions. Okay, fine, everyone. If you don't have any questions, we can leave. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nigora, for that. Bye, everyone. See you. Bye, Abhi. Bye, Anak. Bye, Vishwa. We'll meet you in the evening hours if you are interested. Bye, everyone.